2 years ago, a really good friend of mine pulled me back into photography. It's like, hey, Raj, let's go out in the desert and shoot some horses. I've got an extra camera and lens you can use. And at the end of the day, that extra camera and a couple lenses he let me use for, well, way too long. I kept trying to give him back. We just didn't get together to get him back to him. At some point, I decided it was time for me to buy my own. And rather than buy into a whole new system, or so I thought, I decided to buy Pentax digital SLRs because I had Pentax mount lenses in the form of some full manual Pentax lenses, which will work. I just have to play with the settings. But I had some lenses, some zoom lenses for the Ricoh film cameras, which also used the Pentax mount, but they had one oddball pin. And that one oddball pin made a mess of things. I wound up not being able to use those lenses that I had on hand. And here's why. As you can see, there's the Ricoh film camera and my Pentax K3 Mark II. And the problem here is that pin on a lens sticks out just a little bit. And when you try to put it on this camera or a Pentax film autofocus camera, that pin drops right into that hole, which is the screw for the autofocus on your lenses. That has a motor driven inside to make your lenses focus. So I wound up buying a few lenses, specifically I bought into the older Tamron Adaptall2 lenses from the late 80s, early 90s, all the way up to 2006 for one lens. 300 f2.8, 200 millimeter f5.6. The SP 60-300, which is really, really sharp, and an 80-200 f2.8, as well as this 28-105. Those are all interchangeable. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll have to give a demonstration later when I have both hands available. But here is your basic Pentax K mount. Here's the basic, well, I shouldn't say basic, the Pentax KA mount, which lets me have all the automatic functions of compatible lenses on all of my Pentax SLRs, film or digital. And then because I didn't have one, and you never know, I might want to use some of those lenses on my old Ricoh's film cameras someday. There's the Ricoh with the oddball pen. Regular manual from like K1000. Once you got into the program and super program series cameras, the A series, and then of course the Ricoh. None of these lenses are compatible with autofocus functions, so you got to do it by hand. But the nice part about these Tamron Adaptalls is I could use them on a Nikon. I don't have them down here with me. You could use them on Canon, Olympus, anything and everything that was available back through the 80s, early 90s, as long as it wasn't autofocus. The mount change is pretty easy. I'll do that in another video. Anyway, I'm back in photography. I bought a few things too many. Some has to go back to eBay. Just has to. But, you know, I've had a lot of fun along the way, and I'm going to have a lot more fun as I move forward. I've got everything from a 6 megapixel camera to a 24 megapixel camera. And I'm having fun. And that's all that matters. So, hopefully I can get out this weekend and shoot. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on what the weather does. If I don't get to go out and shoot, maybe I'll play with my 3D printer, but don't bet on it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, if you see anything of value, hit the like and subscribe. And be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be patient and kind to yourself. Roger out.